Kia ora. My name's Sibyl Mandow, and I am doing my presentation on Foucault's paper written in 1977 called Discipline and Punishment, The Birth of the Prison. And I'm comparing it to the article that you can see on the screen, which was published in the New Zealand Herald newspaper in June 2017, which is about the $300 million refurbishment of Parimorimo prison in Auckland. I'm specifically going to be discussing Foucault's theories around surveillance and how surveillance can be used in prisons to control and isolate prisoners for the benefit of the state, and the role that the media plays in portraying this as something to be celebrated and to encourage the public to see prisoners as inherently violent, irrational people to be feared, so that the intense scrutinization and control and surveillance of prisoners is considered to be something natural and necessary, and comes as something of a relief for readers of the newspaper article. As well as the written article, the New Zealand Herald website also features a video to accompany the text. And by watching the video, we can see the themes of Foucault and the agenda of the media come through in its direction and narration.
My name's Andy Langley. I'm the prison director for Auckland Prison.
So here we can see the prison director being introduced to us from the perspective of a prison guard. He's outside the prison cell looking through at us, the audience, who are situated inside the prison cell. So Foucault's themes are coming through straight away. We as an audience feel that we are being watched. He is surveying us. And that direct eye line is supposed to show the audience how effective the new facilities of the prison are at keeping a watchful eye over its prisoners.
What's great about these new facilities is the technology that goes into physical and procedural security.
So also the immediate discussion about new technology is ensuring that as an audience we aren't alarmed by being initially put inside a prison cell, that we are asked to join the prison staff in celebrating this new technology that's coming forward. And by seeing the shot of the door closing and the very loud sound that it makes as it closes, it invites us to feel secure and happy, positive about the new technology being used in the prison, which is in conflict with Foucault's descriptions of technology, which he related to them being used to control and isolate the prisoners inside the facility, which is the opposite to what the video is trying to achieve.
We've got some pretty sophisticated security features that will enhance the way that staff are able to manage some of New Zealand's most difficult and dangerous prisoners.
So again, this narrative, this language that's being used is firmly placing the audience on the side of the prison officers and thus on the side of the state. By describing the prisoners as dangerous, it creates an expectation that the audience will be fearful and regard prisoners as violent, dangerous people that we need to be protected from. And that accompanies a shot of the prison cell. We can see clearly in the top right-hand corner on the ceiling of the cell there is the mirrored dome, which is a new feature in the prison, which is used by officers to be able to see all corners of the prison cell so that there's no space there where the prisoner can hide from an officer. And this really it mirrors Foucault's theories of surveillance, that the intensification of surveillance also intensifies the control that the prison officers have over the offenders. And we can also see in this shot the bed that's in the corner. It's not a bed as we would know it in our homes. It's a block that's on the floor. And by making the audience feel fearful of the prisoners and in need of reassurance of protection, it distracts us from noticing the inhumanity of this bed. So the perspective of the article is in no way about the prisoners as individuals who deserve, as human beings, the right to comfort and privacy.
My name's Stuart West and I'm project manager for Fletcher Construction. As a builder, there's not many jobs come along like this very often, and one of the aspects has been us developing what's called a maxi block, which is a high strength block developed between Fletcher's and Firth.
So by now also interviewing a staff member from the construction company who are involved in the rebuild of the prison. It asks the audience to feel proud of the new prison by associating it with Kiwi iconography. So Fletcher's is a well-known construction company in New Zealand, and construction is iconographic of New Zealand culture through things like DIY, and which the audience can relate to on a personal level. Also, construction is a symbol of a thriving economy. So this Fletcher's staff member is excited by this enormous project, and what the audience of the video can feel is that because Fletcher's has a big booming construction project happening at the moment, that the economy must be going well.
And it's as strong, if not stronger, than precast concrete. So another challenge that we were faced with, the cell wing is separated from the main building by a fire cell.
So again, here two things have just been discussed. One is the new type of concrete that Fletcher's has invented for the cell walls. And this is again something that we as New Zealanders should be proud of, that we have invented a new type of concrete. But the reality through the lens of Foucault is that this concrete is being used in the walls between the prison cells. Now, this new prison has moved from having multiple prisoners in one cell to having single prisoner cells. And this thick concrete is designed specifically to stop prisoners from talking with each other through the cells. So this is what Foucault was concerned with in terms of prisoner isolation. And that's also reflected in the second comment just made, which was that the units are now very isolated. So they're stopping prisoners from moving between each other. And again, because of the excitement of the construction worker, we are distracted from thinking about what it must feel like for a prisoner to be contained for long periods of time in a cell by yourself with no comfortable facilities, which is soundproof. So you're on your own and you can't hear what's happening in the outside world. And this is what's reflected in Foucault with his concerns with increased surveillance of prisoners through the design and the architecture of the prison building.